This is the $2 million, $3 million motor coaches. And like they have red carpets and like the gate that's around them, and you literally have to show like your net worth in order to get in and see the RVs. For the everyday first time RV buyer, when you walk in there, it's just like you're exposed to this crazy world of just, it's almost like a turnoff a little bit, because certainly, and if any of our listeners have $3 million RVs, I'm sure you're great people, but the majority of you probably suck. Walking in and seeing these people with like a tuxedo on buying an RV, I'm like, let's get out of here right now.
RV Trash Talk Unfiltered.
Hey guys, and welcome to the RV Trash Talk podcast, where we dish on all things RV, full-time traveling, and RV maintenance. I'm Danny, one of the co-hosts of this crazy experiment. My wife Melissa and I, along with our great friends Rob and Trish and Jim and Amy, thought up this crazy idea sitting around a campfire drinking whiskey in Athens, Texas.
Welcome back to RV Trash Talk, everybody, where the podcast with full-time RV life gets real. We are Rob and Trish from Living Like Nomads, and as always, joined here with the rest of our fam. We got Danny and Melissa from Four Simple Lives, and Jim and Amy from the Vagabonds. Say hi.
Woo!
Hello!
All right, so let's kick things off like we always do. What's in the glass? Where's everybody at? And what has everybody been up to?
All right, so Danny and Melissa, kick us off.
All right, so what are we doing? We are in Key West, Florida at Sunshine Key. Mm-hmm. We've been here about 5 days. It's been cold and windy and terrible. I think it's the 1 week the Keys are ever bad, and we found it.
Yes.
We're here camping with two sets of friends that are all Brinkley owners. So we kind of met at Rowley's a year and a half ago, and we planned this out like probably 9-10 months ago.
We did.
So, but we did dry Tortugas yesterday. We went on the boat. The boat was horrendous.
Oh, nice.
It was so like cool. The whole boat. There was 176 people on the boat, and at least half of them were puking the whole time. The weather was insane, but our group was good. We had two of our group not feel so good, but everybody else was good. We went to the dry Tortugas. It was awesome. Yeah. We got there, and it was like the sun was shining, and the wind stopped. Yeah. It was beautiful. So we'll be here for another few days, and then we're heading up to Melissa's parents, and I'm going to Colorado to sell our house, and then we'll be back on the road traveling. And I have, in honor of my wife, I'm drinking Crazy Lady Honey Blonde Ale from Key West. It's a great beer.
Hell yeah.
Is it because I'm crazy
Good
or
beer.
it's because I'm blonde?
Both. Crazy Lady
Yes.
Blonde Ale.
Sure. We'll go with that one.
And you know me, I have my boxed wine.
That means that's what happens when Melissa's not with her parents.
Yeah.
When I'm not with my parents, I have to pay for my own alcohol, so I have boxed wine.
Awesome. All right, Jim and Amy.
Let's see. We are in Mesa, Arizona. We just got here yesterday. We're actually with Rob and Trish right now. Must say our weather's a little bit better here than you guys, about 75 and sunny. But for the last 2 weeks, we've been over in Quartzsite, Arizona, boondocking, living life with no hookups for 2 weeks.
And if you want to know more about that, go check our video out on Vagabonds Jim and Amy out on YouTube, because it's a pretty good video, I think. But what's in your glass?
It's only 2:00 here. We're recording real early. I only got tea today.
My theory, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so I have a old fashioned from Kirkland on the rocks.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
I actually have some more stuff to do when I get done with this. Otherwise, I think I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
We are actually in Mesa as well. Got here, I don't know, a couple
We got
weeks
here
ago.
last month, actually. But we just got to where we are last week. And we've had a bunch of travel, family in, out of town. And Rob had...
Bunch of old boy moments.
Yeah, Rob had a big surgery last week with a knee replacement. So that's been fun.
Been fun.
It's been like having an infant.
Yeah, whatever.
But he's been great. But seriously, just not a lot of sleep, giving out lots of meds and ice and all that stuff. And we're here for a few more weeks. But it's also obviously early. It's only 2:00. I've got a Zevia cream soda.
I've got Coors Latte.
He's changing it up.
Yeah. So, cheers, everybody. Good to see you, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
All right. So, today's topic is actually kind of different than some of the stuff we normally talk about. But today we're talking about RV shows. And it actually, I kind of went kind of deep into this one. Trish and I are going to kind of be moderating it. But it was very interesting. I learned a lot of stuff in the last couple days about RV shows. So, kind of cool.
All right. All right, so I think a lot of people assume that all RV shows are basically the same no matter where you go.
And it's very different. It's definitely not the case. I had no idea. I'm like, because we've been to a couple. You go to an RV show, just a bunch of RVs, check them out, and it's good to go. But no, there's 6 major ones that kind of go on throughout the United States, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But you hear a lot of questions about them every time you go to one, right? Are the deals actually real that they're offering there? Are they actually worth it to go there? Is it all sales pressure, or do you actually learn something?
So before we get into specific experiences like Tampa, Quartzsite, Dallas, and Mesa, let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture.
All right. So, like I said, a lot of people don't realize there's about 6 major RV shows that hit the entire country each year, and everyone definitely has a different type of vibe. So the very first one usually happens in January. It is the Florida RV Show. It's huge from what I've been told. It's very polished, very sales driven. There's a ton of rigs, a ton of vendors, and a lot of first time buyers actually go there.
All right. And that one can feel exciting or completely overwhelming depending on the person.
And then you have the Quartzsite Sports Vacation RV Show, and that's in Quartzsite. And that, from what I've heard and actually seen videos on, it's completely opposite. It's very community focused, very lifestyle driven. It's less about buying the RVs and more about living the RV lifestyle.
All right. That one really feels more like an experience than an event. And then we've got America's largest RV show, which is in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's in September. Very manufacturer focused, great for comparing rigs side by side if you're serious about it and buying. And also that's when a lot of the new models debut for the year that you get to see a lot of the videos on YouTube and everything. The Chicago RV and Camping Show is in February in Illinois. That's a more balanced Midwest show, some sales pressure, some lifestyle, a mix of buyers and dreamers. Then the Dallas RV Super Sale in Dallas, Texas is in late February. Very deal oriented and sales heavy, strong regional crowd and a lot of purchase focused energy. And then we've got the FMCA International Convention in RV located. The location actually varies for that one. And that one's more of a rally vibe, education, community, and social events, and heavily motorhome focused.
So you can see when people say I've been to an RV show, it could definitely mean many different things. And I think between all of us here, we've actually experienced a lot of these, if not all of them. I think maybe 1 or 2 that we may have missed. But so what we're actually going to do is talk to everybody and let them give us some impressions of the ones they went to, kind of what they saw, what they felt. And so let's start off with Danny and Melissa. I know you guys were just recently at the Florida RV show in Tampa. So when you first walked in, like, what was the very first thing that kind of hit you?
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's ginormous and overwhelming.
Yeah, one of the cool things is, I mean, I guess it's cool, but you walk inside and you go inside, and this is the $2 million, $3 million motor coaches. And, like, they have red carpets and, like, the gate that's around them, and you literally have to show, like, your net worth in order to get in and see the RVs. So for the everyday first-time RV buyer, when you walk in there, it's just like you're exposed to this crazy world of just, it's almost like a turnoff a little bit. Because certainly, and if any of our listeners have $3 million RVs, I'm sure you're great people, but the majority of you probably suck. And I wouldn't want to hang out with them anyway. So if I'm a new RV owner and I'm walking in and seeing these people with like a tuxedo on buying an RV, I'm like, let's get out of here right now.
And there's Danny, full filter.
Why we
That's RV trash talk, unfiltered.
Unfiltered, baby.
I guess I should say unfiltered, not full filtered.
Okay.
Yeah, the Tampa RV show is super overwhelming. So this was our second year that we went. Last year it was like you just go there and you are like within 20 minutes I felt like I was exhausted. There's a lot of walking, but I think the Tampa RV show is where you just connect with a lot of people. Like it's like a reunion. I feel like the Tampa RV show is a reunion. Everybody goes, except if you're at Quartzsite. Everybody goes, and you just meet up with people that you didn't see, since last Tampa RV show. But it's a very overwhelming show if you're actually gonna go and tour everything and do all of the things, for sure.
So real quickly, if being someone who maybe is looking to buy an RV, is it a good show for that? Or is it more of a good show if you're looking to upgrade? Like, who's it good for?
No, I think it's
100%.
good for. I think it's good for both because a lot of the manufacturers have all of their RVs that they build at the Tampa RV Show. So you can get any model that you were thinking about with a particular manufacturer. You can get in the one you were thinking, and then right next door there's a better one, or you can get in one that like, maybe my first choice is better, but the options are endless there for sure. And then the cool part about it is it's like RVs that you've never even heard of that are there. So you might be set on something, and then you go to a different part of the show, and you're like, wow, this has everything that I wanted. I've never even heard about it. So the options are endless there for sure. Whether you're a first-time buyer, you're wanting to trade in, it's definitely a must-do.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, I definitely would like study the map, so and I guess have kind of your big points that you want to hit when you go there. But I think everybody is at this RV show to make a deal. I think that you really can get a great deal out of it. We talked to a couple people that actually purchased Brinkley's, and they got amazing deals this year. So I think it's a great show if you are looking for a new RV. I would definitely recommend attending the Tampa RV show. But maybe just make a list of like, these are the ones that you absolutely want to see. But like Danny said, keep your mind open. There's a lot of RVs there that you probably haven't heard about or never thought about until you saw them and you're like, wow, this is actually really great and this would really work for our family. But you can definitely get a great deal at the Tampa RV show for sure. Faux show.
And that's where, you guys already had upgraded last year before you went to the show, but I know Jim and Amy, you found the one you wanted to upgrade to at the show last year, right?
That is correct. We did. We found a Brinkley that we decided to upgrade, but we did not buy it from the show.
Okay.
Yep. That's cool. So, Melissa, you talked a lot about overwhelming. Is there any other, besides basically knowing your map, any suggestions that you can give people to have it be less overwhelming?
Yeah, so when you buy a ticket to the Tampa RV show, the price you pay, which I want to say $12, it includes 2 days. I would definitely go for the 2 days. If you can go for more days, go for more days. One day we walked several miles and still did not see everything. So, if you can go multiple days, if you can be there for a period of time, I would. We had the chance to do Less Junk, More Journey, Finding Our Sundays Tampa Camp Out, which is only like 12 minutes from the show. And I'm hoping that they get to do it next year because it was a great just community event. We had an amazing time. But also it's so close to the event that it was just really great to be that close to the Tampa RV show, but also just to get to hang out with people at the end of the day at campfires and stuff like that. And, like, which one did you see? Which one did you like? That's kind of what was so great about the event as well. But if you can go for several days, I would really try to. And don't just, like, go day one and think you found the perfect camper because, I would really try and see a lot of other things. And then, wheel and deal. Make a deal with people. Like, don't sell your soul at the first one.
Did they also have, besides like the vendors and the RV and stuff, were there like seminars or other things like that you could attend?
Yeah, they had a lot of the vendors do seminars, so that's the people that are doing the seminars on solar and batteries and little kitchen. There's tons. They sell hot tubs and they're selling cookware and all kinds of stuff there. But the Tampa RV show is really big on the influencer meetups. So for one day, I think it's on the Saturday every day, they have a pavilion, and just every hour there's another one of your favorite influencers that are doing a meet and greet, a little talk, and then a meet and greet. So it's a good place to, a lot of people get into RVing because they see people on YouTube. And Tampa RV Show, as far as our experience, that's the place to go to meet the people that have taught you everything you know on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very cool. Very cool. All right. That was awesome. Thanks, guys. So let's flip the script and to the completely opposite side of the spectrum. Let's talk about Quartzsite. So Quartzsite is definitely its own animal. I've heard and looking at some of the videos, it's definitely a lot more community focused, it seems like. There's not a lot of buildings. It's mostly outdoors, and it's in a tent, which is actually really cool. So Jim and Amy, Quartzsite is its own animal. What kind of stood out to you guys? Did you have the same type of feeling as what Melissa was saying, very overwhelming, or give us some takeaways that you guys experienced?
It is the complete opposite of the Tampa RV show. And we were at Tampa last year, so we can attest to everything Melissa said is very true. Big, overwhelming, scary. Quartzsite is a bunch of good people just going to have a good time. Now there is RVs at because what is it? It's a big long name. It's not
No, it's
vacation, sport.
Sportsman's Vacation RV Show.
Yeah, it's
It's
Quartzsite
huge.
Sports Vacation and RV Show in Quartzsite.
Yeah.
That's
So they do have RVs, and they had fifth wheels, they had travel trailers, they had motorhomes. I mean, they had them all, but just on a much smaller scale than Tampa. Whereas, like, I think Brinkley had all of their models on display this year in Tampa. We went through the Brinkleys, and there was some, but not all floor plans.
They might have had maybe 8 different floor plans. And one other thing that sets Tampa apart from Quartzsite is that in Quartzsite, at that particular show, it's only one RV dealer that brings their stuff in to the main tent area. So you're only working with one RV dealer. So if they don't sell Jayco, you're not going to see a Jayco if that's what you wanted to see.
right.
But they have some pretty big name brands.
And if you buy a rig from them, that's it. You buy that one there, and they
really?
lock it down, and you can't go in it and tour it.
Yep.
So, and I don't know if that's true for all of them, but there was some that, like we had heard, Brinkley had a lot, and then by the time we made it over, they had not as many. So I think people buy them, and then they just take them.
Yeah.
So,
No, for sure.
They're off.
Right,
They're
yep.
off. They're off the lot before the ink is dry.
right.
But as far as overwhelmingness, like the Tampa show, I think the biggest struggle for many is where to park. There's not a lot of parking. You would think in the middle of the desert there is. So with that said, there is still a lot of parking, but it's, okay, can I park in this wash? Am I going to get stuck? Am I going to have to get a tow truck? And then the second most important thing is finding where Beer Bellies is at. The adult daycare. I mean, it's just, got to have that cold beer, you know.
But it is free. It is free to get in, so there's no charge. So you could go and do multiple days because it is 9 days long, I believe.
Yeah.
So it is
8
a
or
little
9.
bit longer than Tampa. Yeah, so free to go. So you could go in and they do have the big tent, which is what a lot of people talk about. And inside the big tent is all of the vendors.
Many of them, not all of them,
Not
but
all of
many
them,
of them.
but yeah.
Many of them.
So it's probably a
And-
lot. Do you find it to be a lot more higher vendor content than something like the Tampa, or is it about the same? Or
Well, there's definitely fewer vendors. The footprint for Quartzsite is probably 1/10 of what Tampa is,
oh,
if not even smaller. It's very small compared to Tampa. But you still end up with the booth for 1,000 Trails. You have a booth. Liquefied was there this year. I think they were last year too. Lion Energy was there.
Big Beer Battery.
Big Beer Battery was there. An electric bike was there. So there's some big names that still managed to go there. B&W Hitches was there. So you can see some of their newer products and stuff and buy from right there as well.
yeah, I heard Electric had all their bikes there, and they made like a little track or something that you could test them around.
Yes, I did ride one, just so you know. And there is video of me riding the bike. I rode 2 different ones. One was better than the other.
Okay.
The 4.
You rode the XP2 and the XP4, and you liked the 4 better.
Yeah.
Which is a brand new bike.
Was it Amy sized?
It was actually.
I could actually sit on the seat and touch the ground. That is
Yeah.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your tippy toes being like,
Whoa.
No.
Well, I was just curious. I know Melissa mentioned they stayed with the Less Junk More Journey, and you guys did something different when you were there. Where you
Well,
guys
and
stayed?
that's what I was going to get into. Quartzsite has a few RV parks, but the draw to Quartzsite area is all the Bureau of Land Management land that's out there that there's one area, actually there's 2 areas that you can buy a pass for that I think is good for 7 months for $180, and there's people that we know that go out there for 5 months and just park their rig in the middle of the desert and just stay there for 5 months. Or you can get in that area, you can get a pass for $40 that allows you to be there for 2 weeks, 14 nights. But then there's I think there's 4 or 5 other areas that are free for 14 nights. And that's where we went. We went about 4 miles north from Quartzsite and a little bit east, and got away from a lot of the big crowds. And it's crazy. You're driving along these roads, and then you'll see people parked. It's like they got tired of driving and just stopped.
They're like,
And then just next door or a quarter mile down the road, it's like these $1 million motorhomes have circled a wagon, and I'm looking for the roach coach. You know, it's like it's very organized and stuff, and so it's quite bizarre if you haven't experienced it, but it's a pretty cool experience.
And the paid one, if you do go to the paid one, that does give you access to trash disposal. You can fill up your water, and there's a dump station. So that your fee includes all of that.
But if you choose one, if you do choose one of the free ones, and don't want to pay, there are a couple of different areas in town where you can dump your tanks, get fresh water, and get propane. So, and I'm not sure about garbage though. Oh, well, I mean, the refuse transfer station is free.
All right. Well, thanks for the overview for those things. That's really good. Those are two of the 6 off there. Trish and I actually did go to the Dallas one, and it sounds like it was very similar to the Miami one, or to the Tampa one. It was just massively overwhelming. I mean, it was just from the point you get out of the car to the point you get into the place. It was just everybody's after you, giving you stuff, and it was I wasn't a fan. Definitely wasn't a fan. It's Quartzsite. I think I'd be a fan.
Well, what I did like about the Dallas one, though, is the fact that, like Danny had mentioned before, is you can go see so many different RVs and so many different models of all of them. In fact, that was where we first went and saw some of the Brinkleys and Riverstone and just some of the other brands that we never really had seen. They weren't local here in town at the time. And so it definitely gave us, an option to see some of those others. But I don't think you needed 2 days there, so still smaller, obviously, than Tampa. But I will say I felt like we raced around the entire day to fit everything in, and we were exhausted by the end of the day. So,
Big time.
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna go into some questions that are fairly common that a lot of people ask us. They stop at us and say, "Rob and Trish, we want to go on an RV show, and we have some questions for you guys." So let's just, everybody's been there. We're gonna go ahead and ask some of these. So first question, we're just gonna go around for probably all 4 of them, or should we go? All 4 of them. That's fine. So buying versus browsing. Are RV shows actually a good place to buy, or are they better for browsing, doing your research, and then coming back to the dealer later? So start with the left. Danny, hit it.
Both. They have incredible deals at the RV shows. We bought our first RV at the Denver RV show right before COVID hit, and I think we paid like $38,000 or $39,000 below MSRP. Now, to be fair, MSRP is just this magical fake number that these manufacturers put out there to make you think you're getting a deal. But if we're comparing it to the fabricated MSRP number that they put there, we got 38, 39 off of the MSRP. So definitely both. If you want to browse or you want to buy, that's the place to do it.
Very cool.
I'm gonna say ditto. I feel the same way. Like I think if you are going to look for an RV, you don't exactly know what you want, this is a great way to figure out that and test it. And you also are in the RV while other people are in the RV, so you're hearing people's like honest raw feedback when they're walking through it. So I think it's just a great way to figure that out as well and hear other people's feedback. But you can get a really great deal at the same time. So I think it's both, really. For the Tampa RV show.
Jim and Amy, what do you guys think?
So I'm gonna jump on Melissa's bandwagon, and I'm gonna ditto all that with one caveat though, or I'm gonna add my little 2 cents. One of the things that people fail to remember, you can get a good price, but if the dealer is a crap dealer, you're gonna have more headaches than what it was worth, than the money that you saved. So find that great deal, and then find a dealer that's worth a darn, and try to make a deal with that dealer instead. And that was one of the reasons that we didn't buy last year at the RV in Tampa, is because the dealer that was showing the one that we were interested in didn't come with a very good reputation. So we shopped around and we got a dealer that has a better reputation. But at the same time, with that said, we live full time on the road, and our trailer has not been back to a dealer since. I've been able to do it all myself. So.
But that dealer did make us a deal that
Yes.
was even better than
It was actually better than the show
than
deal.
the RV show deal.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good to know.
Yep.
All right. So into that then, sales pressure, did you guys feel pushed, or did you feel you could walk around at your own pace, and really just kind of look at things without feeling the pressure of salespeople? Any, Melissa?
Yeah, so we bought ours at the Denver RV show, like I said, and pressure, I mean, I don't know if it's who you are. Like, I could give a crap about pressure, but they're telling you this is one day only. This is right now. I got 15 people looking at this exact rig and we only have one of them. So this is the deal to take. So is there pressure? Yes, but pressure doesn't mean you have to make the purchase right there. Like Jim said, and probably had we known back then from Jim's wisdom, if we had this episode back then, we probably would have called different dealerships and said, this is what they're giving us here. Can you give us there? But I would say it's definitely pressure. I mean, they're salesmen. They all got their skinny slacks when they're all khaki with their dollar store shoes on. I mean, they're all the same. And it doesn't matter what brand you go to. You go to Jayco, Brinkley, or Tiffin. It's like the same dude. It's like they cloned all these fools.
Out anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. They cloned them. They gave them the same pants and shoes and said, "Go make a deal." So you're gonna get the pressure, but don't feel like you have to buy it because that's not the only place to get a deal. But they are really good deals.
I will definitely agree with Danny. You can tell a salesman, I mean, from a mile away. An RV salesman from a mile away, you know exactly what they look like. I think one thing is if you want to just go in an RV and tour it, just bring your GoPro camera with you and act like you're an influencer, and those salesmen will leave you alone. They will not touch you. So just FYI, if that's what you want, because we had none of them come up to us ever because we were filming the entire time. So go check out our YouTube video at 4 Simple Lives. I'll put that tag in there right now. But play them against each other. We had a couple that came up to us who were actually looking at the 3250. They really liked, they watched Jim and Amy's video. They really liked that one. And we said, play them against each other. Like, you're out for number one and that's you. So don't make a wrong, a mistake. And then it costs you that $500 deposit or whatever the heck they make you charge for it. Get your best deal. And if it's, at the Tampa RV show or it's through another vendor or dealer, then, it's your money you're putting into it. So make sure it's good.
All right, Jim and Amy.
I'm going to ditto to all of those things.
Well, no, and Melissa's right. I mean, you don't even have to hit record on that GoPro. Just freaking start moving it around and talking to the camera, and we did have one when we were in Quartzsite. It was like one of the last days of the show, and we were just wanting to look at around like some of the Class Bs and stuff, just having some fun. And I think she harassed us twice.
Yeah.
And it's like, I shouldn't say harass, but definitely was a little bit more aggressive than I was expecting, especially in Quartzsite.
But I feel for the most part, and I don't think there was a huge deal of pressure in Quartzsite, but I'm going to be honest with you. We didn't look at a whole lot of RVs. We were in beer bellies a lot and
Community.
hang around the campfire.
Yeah.
But when you were in Tampa, was it different? Were you looking at more there?
That was last year.
That was last year. I don't really think there was a whole lot of pressure.
Mm-mm.
I don't remember there being a whole lot, but also we were in the mind frame of, we're going to go and buy one, even though we ended up buying one. But I don't know, maybe they can tell that you're actually going to buy one, and maybe they could these jokers, they're not going to buy one.
Well, and I can't speak for this year at the Tampa one, but for last year at the Tampa, I felt like the salesmen were there if you wanted to engage with them. But if you just wanted to look around and open doors and lay in the bed, sit on the couch or whatever, they kind of left you alone. For the most part, there was once or twice that I think a salesman would come up and say, "Hey, have you seen this part of this rig?" Because it's some new fandangle gadget or gizmo or something or other, But it was, I think it was pretty much hands off both years.
Yeah, and I think that if you don't like that pressure, I think an RV show is good because I think there's definitely less pressure by going to an RV show and looking at all of them because you can see them all than versus going to a single dealer. Because if you're going to go into that single dealer, they know you're there wanting to buy an RV, and I think you're going to get more pressure just going into that one singular dealer than versus an RV show where you can see them all.
You're the only customer on the lot at that point.
Yeah. No, that's very true. Very true.
That's a great point. Who are RV shows really for? Would you guys say, are they for, we kind of talked about this, but is it serious buyers, dreamers, full-timers, new RVers, all the above? What's your thought on that? Danny, Melissa.
Let's let Jim and Amy answer first because we answer it every time.
Okay, so,
Way to turn it around. I think it's for everybody, honestly. But it really depends on what show you're talking about. Like I said, with the Quartzsite one, you really have one dealer there, and if they don't have a Jayco and you're really heart set on a Jayco, then it's almost a waste for you to go there because you won't be able to compare other makes and models similar to the Jayco that you're looking at. But yeah, I think it could be for anybody. You know, even if you're just a weekend warrior and you bought a new rig a year ago, we like to go look. You know, it's a good afternoon to kill. If you want to see the new gadgets, the new gizmos, the new floor plans, absolutely. If you're in the market, absolutely. We weren't even in the market last year, but we sat into this floor plan and it's like, this suits our lifestyle better than what we're currently in. And I mean, we left the show with zero intent of buying, and then I went to sleep and woke up and said, let's go to Omaha. I don't know.
Something like that.
That was the Reader's Digest version.
love it. Danny, Melissa, do you have anything to add to that?
I will say that if I'm going to speak on the Tampa RV show, it's for people that are looking to buy an RV. I mean, you can just see, like, Brinkley this year, they did an amazing job with their display. I mean, they turned a dirt patch into the coolest hangout ever. And they had every single model that they make that you could tour and walk into. I mean, I just think that they did a great job, and obviously I'm biased because we own one. But I just think the Tampa RV show is for if you're looking to buy an RV.
Last question. So we had talked about how definitely overwhelming these things can be. And for Jim and Amy, it was definitely a little bit of the opposite. So what would you think would make the experience better for a first timer? What advice would you guys give?
I feel if you're going, I'm going to just talk about Quartzsite. You need to go in with an open mind, especially if you've been to an RV show and you already have that preconceived notion of maybe what it is, because the majority of them are more towards RV and that. I think sometimes Quartzsite gets a bad rap because it's dirty, it's dusty, it's in the middle of the desert, there's nothing to do or nothing to see,
And there is all that.
But I think it's so much more than that. I think everybody should go to Quartzsite. Not everybody, but an RVer should go to Quartzsite at least once in their lifetime just to experience not only the RV show, but just everything else that goes along with it. The meeting of the people and the coming together and sitting around campfires, telling your stories, kind of like you guys meeting up at the LJMJFOS. We hung out with Sean and Billy from Free to Roam for the last 2 weeks and got to know them, and it was super awesome. And I think everybody should do it and experience it and give it a go because we had a lot of fun.
What she said.
Perfect.
There you
Right, Danny,
Jim
Melissa.
has nothing to add.
I would say for specifically to the Tampa RV show, besides picking Jim, Rob, or Danny, 3 of your favorite RV technicians on the planet, if you have friends that RV and own an RV, take them with you because they're gonna be able to spot the things that are like, for example, and we might get to this later, but Axiom, and I'll keep it simple. Axiom looks cool. It's a piece of junk. But if you're walking in there and you're just the first timer and wanting to look at this place, you're like, wow, this is incredible. It's like a palace. But if you go with someone who's experienced, who's had to fix those things, and that's not just a tech, everyday RVers who have to fix things and actually live in them, go with somebody that owns one, and they're going to steer you in the right direction. Now, if they happen to be affiliated with a certain brand, you might want to rethink who you're bringing there. But just go with a neutral, nonpartisan person and have them bring you through the rigs, and they're going to give you a real sense. I mean, a friend's a friend. They're going to give you the sense of what you should look out for, things that you're going to know. We can spot from a mile away. Oh, that thing's going to break, or that thing's really good quality. So make friends. If you're going to go to one of these shows, try to camp at one of those group hangouts somewhere, and then you guys can go to the show together. And our RV owners that are already in the trenches like us, they're going to give you the true, like this podcast, unfiltered responses and critique about every RV they see.
Yeah, I 100% agree with all that. I think one thing you said about the Axiom was the shower, which, it was really tiny. I mean, the floor plan of the Axiom was great, but then the shower was very tiny. And you might not notice that if you aren't paying attention to certain things. So definitely taking a friend with you, I think, is a great idea. But also just don't make a decision based on like your heart. I know that might sound weird because essentially for some of us, you're buying a house. But you don't have to do it that day. The Tampa RV show is 6 days. Like, go back the next day, sit in it again. If you still have that same great feeling, then yes, okay, maybe it is something that you should pursue, and then scout out one of those khaki wearing salespeople that are always around. But don't make just like a decision so quickly on it too.
I think those are great points. I just want to add something. You made me think of something, Melissa, and that is, for us, when we got this RV that we have, we came from a very small motorhome, hadn't gone to an RV show yet, and we were, at the mercy of the salespeople. But really kind of think about how you're going to use it, because one thing, like in ours, there's no place to put your trash can.
No place to put your dishes.
Our dishes don't fit in the cabinets. We actually have to put them in the drawer. Like, there's just certain things that you've got to think about. If you're really going to be there, how are you going to utilize the space? Is it really going to suit your needs? Because I think like you said, you go in, they look so amazing that you kind of forget about the simple things.
Real life living in them. So.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, last question, and it's kind of off script here a little bit. So we'll start with Danny and Melissa on this one. What, and each of you can answer, what was the coolest thing you've seen at the RV show?
Or experience.
So the coolest rig, and we used to be Grand Design owners, and now we're Brinkley owners, but Grand Design has this, and I wish I could remember, it's like 35F or 35F or something. They have 35 or 30, 33 or 35 inch wheels on this thing. It's like this off-road built into like a F550, F650 chassis. And the thing was absolutely beautiful. It was like desert tan color, and you walk in it and it just makes you like Tim Allen's like you just feel like I just want to be a man and get in there and drink beer and just try to change that tire by myself, even though I know I couldn't, and probably each tire is $5,000, but
oh gosh,
it was just the absolutely coolest rig out there. You could go anywhere on the planet. Quartzsite, watch out, because when these things come out there, they're going to tear it up.
Yeah. I'll put some footage of it right here. If you're watching our YouTube channel, you'll see it. But if you're not watching our YouTube channel, go watch it, because I'll put the footage right here.
Nice.
Okay, what do I say? So I think the Tampa RV show, it's the people. Like, we had so much fun doing the Tampa Camp Out last year, doing the Tampa Camp Out this year. We've met some amazing people. I think it's the people for me at the Tampa RV show. We had a great time. But I'm also not looking for an RV, so.
Didn't maybe.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't necessarily one of the vendors or a particular floor plan or anything like that. It was actually the content creators meetup. We had, what did they say, 70 people show up to that, and we met so many people that we've been watching on YouTube, and people got to meet us too, and it was almost a little overwhelming initially, because it was just like we were just in this big little spot, and we were just kind of like, it was elbow to elbow, but it was just like overwhelming. My loving cup actually felt full also in that regard of my life, because there you could tell there's a lot of love and care with everybody that was there. They weren't there for themselves. Well, they were, but they were there also for you. So you got to meet and hear their stories and meet up later on with them. So it was mostly the experience of that couple of hours with those people, like-minded people that live full-time or most time, and also try to create some content to get out there and help people make those decisions of, hey, should I go to a show and buy, or should I buy from a private dealer, or use, all that other stuff. So
I'm going to agree with you. The content creator meetup. So this was only the second time that they did a content creator meetup. I think last year they said they only had like 20. Yeah, it was very, very small. So like this year it was just giant. Like you said, it was over 70 content creators. So I mean, most people are creating too. So I mean, there was a lot of people, and then they let people in, and then the Border Hookups did a little bit concert, and it was real cool. And like you said, just meeting other like-minded people and getting to know them. And We met some great channels that we've watched for a long time that we had never met, and and hooked up with people that we've met 2-3 years ago when we've been in Quartzsite.
Yep.
So it was a good experience.
It was awesome.
Awesome. Very cool.
And I think next year there's going to probably be that many more, and they're going to have to figure out something else because the space was too small for all the people that was there.
Yeah, the venue they had did not work very well.
No, I don't think they realized it as big as it was going to be.
That many people.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh boy.
That's good for sure. All right. Well, before we wrap this one up, anybody have any good old boy moments they'd like to share? We sent pictures in. We've been having issues with stuff in our rig falling apart. So we talked to the people that have fixed we had frame flex last year on one side, this year on the other side. We talked to the guy that fixed it, and he's like, yeah, you guys should not be having these issues. So I sent him a bunch of pictures, sent him everything that was wrong. They took the rig in because they said that should definitely not be happening. They took the rig in for 3-4 days to take pictures and see what exactly was going on. So they did that, and they found out that every outrigger out of the frame, the outrigger is basically there's a steel channel that hooks out from the frame that's welded in. Every single one of those is cracked. And so our rig has basically flopped down between an inch to actually probably between a half an inch to 3/4 inch on the sides, which has jacked up a lot of things. Our wall is completely messed up. Our slide is completely jacked up. There's so many things. So
Probably why we keep getting an error trying to
level. It's been just a nightmare. So talked to the shop. They're trying to see if they can actually fix it. They're working with Keystone, and apparently like the higher ups at Keystone, because they're like, oh shit, that should definitely not be happening. So we're trying to figure out if we're going to do an insurance claim or if they're actually going to be able to fix it and then fix all the shit that broke inside. So that's kind of where we're at now. So that's a ginormous oh boy moment. So
Oh no.
I think we're kind of stranded for a little while here. So
Yeah, so we were in an RV park just down the road, 8 miles to here, last week, right before Rob's surgery. And our entire wall, like instead of being straight, is now like this. Stuff up top has popped out. Like it was crazy, and to the point that the dealership's like, "Can you try not to drive anywhere until we get parts?"
We get parts to fix it.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. So I'm just sitting here thinking how grateful we are that nothing major happened while we traveled all last year, because we left in April and didn't come back until December, really. And think about those crazy roads in Yosemite and everything else that.
Those switchbacks, that was.
Yeah. So
good times.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see.
Yep.
That's our old boy.
That's our old boy.
Oh boy.
Oh,
boy.
All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow the podcast, share it with a friend, leave us a review. You can find RV Trash Talk on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Audible, and any place else where you can download your favorite podcast. Now, normal, to wrap up the show, Amy's quote of the episode.
This one's for you, Rob.
Oh, hit it, baby.
The best part of RV living, when everything breaks and you learn how to fix it with duct tape.
That's right. Hell yeah. I love it.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Hope you guys enjoyed this RV Trash Talk podcast. Please subscribe and join us as we navigate this crazy full-time RV lifestyle.